Fall 2024 fashion haul. I actually went out shopping, like physically took myself shopping. And by myself, I mean with my stylist. But I normally shop online, and I gotta tell you, there's a reason why I shop online, because shopping with other women has always made me anxiety ridden. Because when you go with your girlfriend, you think you gotta get through the store as fast as humanly possible, right? Because you gotta get to the clothes first to make sure that like you get your size before they try and steal it. And then God forbid what happens is like they also have their size and now they want the same clothes as you, and now you're like twinsing around. You don't want to be twinsing around. You wanna like be yourself and have your own clothes and your own identity. And so I never go shopping with anybody. But this time I went shopping with my stylist, who has done my color analysis. I am a true spring, which makes fall a little bit more difficult, but as you can see here, we still brought in as many colors from the true spring color palette as we could, and then leaned a little bit more into the neutral space. So I'm gonna take you through everything I bought. It was a whirlwind of a day, and by the end of it, I was KO'd. So we're gonna start with the first store that we went to, which was called Reformation. I think it's a German company. I've never even been there before. I've never even heard of it. So thank God for stylists, because they, number one, take you in places you've never been before. And sometimes you gotta get out of your little, like, The Gap, Banana Republic, Aritzia bubble. Okay, we gotta get outside the bubble. We gotta shop at different stores. So I'm gonna show you guys that first. First item up is this little Chanel-inspired dress that I just absolutely love. I am a sucker for gold buttons. Like, you put gold buttons on something and I'm like, oh, and that's what this feels like to me. I think the size is fantastic. It kind of like skims the body, so it's not tight. I think I could probably put, you know, a t-shirt underneath this or a long sleeve that can bring me into some of the cooler months. But for the start of fall, this is fantastic. You can wear it with sandals, little boots, maybe some thigh highs at some point, and you're feeling rich, baby. Like, who doesn't feel rich in head to toe knit with some gold buttons? Most importantly, okay, this is a very important thing to note. You need good quality when you get a knit dress, because when you sit for a long period of time, we all know what happens with cheap clothes, you get saggy butt, okay? No one wants a saggy butt. So this is nice because it's quality. I've already worn this for a full day sitting at the office, and as you can see, we're still good. So that's why sometimes you should up the ante, up your budget, spend the money, it'll be worth it. Second item was this little jean jacket. I was not excited when I saw it on the hanger. I thought, okay, like, cream or off-white jean jacket, no biggie. Plus it looked oversized, which for me, because I'm 5'1", not even, I'm petite, oversized sometimes can swallow me whole, but I just loved it when I put it on. Something about this shape I thought was really good, and the color, I think color matters more than I ever gave it credit, because I would normally get this in like a brown or a black or something. But the color next to my face, I just think changes it. Plus, I also think wearing it over a dress like this kind of downplays the ladylike nature of the dress. So that's great. Throw on a pair of sneakers with this, you're good to go. Let's go run some errands. Let's go to lunch. Let's go to work. You can do everything in this outfit. The third item was these little booties. Now, I am a sucker for high heels, okay? My whole life, you know, the higher the heel, the closer to the God, they say. Well, this is a kitten heel, so I probably wouldn't have picked these off the rack, but I do need to start, as I'm pushing 40, wearing some things that aren't gonna, like, you know, give me bunions. So we got these booties. I don't think I'd wear it with this ensemble, but just to give you an idea, I can throw these on with, like, jeans. I can throw these on with maybe a different style dress. Plus, part of my summer haul with my stylist, she had me buy this like kick flare pant, but in a crop. And so I was kind of like, well, how am I gonna wear these jeans into fall? Because your ankle's exposed. I live in Canada. When your ankle's exposed, you're frozen, okay? So this jean now with this booty, so now I get more use out of these bad boys. Win-win. There were a lot of other items at the first store that I hummed and hawed about that were fantastic, but hey, it was our first store, so I needed to like pump the brakes, to really think things through. So we went off to Veronica Beard. I love Veronica Beard already. I've bought some things online. I should have probably gone to the store because now there's one in Toronto, in Yorkville, and it's better when you try things on. Went to the store. The store is gorgeous. I mean, if my house could look like that store, oh my God, I would die. But, I mean, I love a good tweed skirt. You guys might be saying, who have watched my content before, but Laura, you have a tweed skirt already. In fact, it's right here. I can see it right behind you. But this tweed skirt, okay, is not the same. This isn't the same. Sure, there's blue in it, but this one has yellow. This one has brown. This is a little more fall-y. This is a little more springy. Okay, so they're not the same. Let's not get confused, people. Plus, this was the jacket that I bought with this skirt because this oversized look was really cool and on trend. See, this is why you need a stylist, because my stylist would have never let me buy this because I get swallowed up by this massive jacket. It looks like this is a dress and it's just no dice. So she's putting a stop to this, and this might be on the giveaway pile very soon. So back to here. Oftentimes, you know, you think, well, I'm getting one piece, I can't afford the other. If a skirt has a matching jacket, you get it. There's the amount of times I've only opted for either the jacket or the skirt. I never bought items together. Oh God, the regret, because then you can't get it later, okay? So just get it. Just bite the bullet, get both. You can separate them at home, or you can wear them together like this. You can wear this with sneakers or like a chunky loafer to kind of like bring down the like, hello, I'm the first lady. But whenever you need to be first lady, you are now prepared, okay? So we got the whole look, and like I said, just gold buttons everywhere. Now this is when things started getting really fun because I'm keeping on the skirt, and then also at Veronica Beard was this really cute jean jacket. Again, I would not have picked up this jean jacket. The buttons are covered. It's just like, I don't know, it didn't look that like cool to me or a typical jean jacket. So I probably wouldn't have even brought it into the change room. The sleeves are kind of belled, which is kind of like in keeping with what's in style for pants, but just like on a sleeve. And I'm gonna roll it up anyways. I'm too short to not roll up my sleeves, okay? You need to see a little bit of wrist to showcase that there is actually a human body underneath all the clothes. But anyways, how cute's that, right? So now we're starting to mix and match. Okay, next up was jeans. Yes, I need another pair of jeans. How many jeans can someone have? Never enough. That's how I see it. But I wanted a pair that went to the floor. And you know what my stylist did? What a little genius. She got me a crop jean that she knew was too long. So not for petite people. Crops for regular people. But a crop for regular people is a full length for yours truly. So now I don't have to worry about going and getting it hemmed and spending extra money. Now, not all the time does that work, because sometimes then the knee is actually here and then the shape is funny. But I think with these Veronica Beard, good quality, a lot of like this elasticity, okay, we need that, and it works. Now we start to layer, okay? So we're gonna bring the jacket back, and the way the woman at the store was working, how one works actually with something just over her shoulders, like she's out picking clothes for us like this. Like honestly, this would fall off for me in 1 second, but if I'm really feeling cool to leave my house one day, I'll do this. That's really cool. I can wear these with the boots that I bought at the last store, so that's fantastic. This tank top I bought from the last haul from Cezanne. So, right, we're starting to put it all together, plus like, your girl's so fabulous. And this chick was wearing it with sandals, like long bell-bottom jeans, but with like, just like a nice little sandal. So again, getting you into fall without going full tilt into fall mode. But of course, you can throw this on with booties and this will take you right into winter. No problem. So thank you, Veronica Beard. Okay, now we're throwing back on the jean jacket from the first go. Little Canadian tuxedo. I never hate on a Canadian tuxedo. I'm Canadian. So proudly, yes. To me, it's actually quite sophisticated, a Canadian tuxedo in the right hue. So maybe if it was like a fully washed, not as sophisticated, but dark denim, oh, I just think it's so fantastic. And then you play up jewelry, accessories, shoes, all those things. So see, we have multiple outfits now just from like a handful of little pieces. Brilliant. Okay, this may be the point in which you think I'm a little drunk because I bought the same pant, exact same jeans in another color. But like to me, when you find something that works, you just buy it in every color because you're gonna use it again and again and again. I needed like a little brown crop. No. Did I need it? No. Did I need any of this? No. So let me change my vocab here. I wanted another brown pair of pants. These ones aren't as aggressive as my other jeans. Let me get those for you. And by aggressive, I mean the size of the bell. So these I have to wear with a massive platform. These I can wear with flats because again, they're the crop and I think I'll get probably more use out of them. Also looks great with this jean jacket. Also would look great with this, right? Also would look great with this, okay? So, you know, my husband can't be mad. Look at all the options I'm creating here. Oh, gosh. So that, my friends, is my Veronica Beard order. There were other items I liked, but I had to take a breather. So we went on to the next store. The next store being Ba&sh. Ba&sh with like an and sign in the middle. Also never heard of this store, so I don't know what rock yours truly has been under. So we went in there for this sweater. Apparently this is like their go-to sweater. Sweater, jacket, cardigan, whatever. My stylist picked it out in a like lime green. That was on sale too. Oh, it was beautiful because it's a spring color. It wasn't even lime green, it was like apple green. But then I had to remind her of something. That I owned this bad boy from Mango, which is not that dissimilar. Like it's not the same. I could have bought it as well, but not the same. So then we looked through their rack, and again, because it's fall, they had a lot more like fall colors. I was debating between this beautiful red one and then this. I never would have picked like a butter yellow. To me, this doesn't, like if I'm going yellow, I'm gonna go for it. I'm gonna go yellow, like yellow, right? Not butter yellow, but I put this on, something about this yellow, and then I put on these jeans in that store just to kind of see it all together, and I was like, oh my God, this I will literally have the rest of my life if it stays in good condition. I can't imagine why I wouldn't. Guys, if you could feel this through, like it's heavy, it's thick, it's good quality. Plus, I mean, we're starting to sense a theme here, people. Then she pulls out this, and I was like, so you want me to wear a sweater that like my grandma would have knitted? Because I was like, this is gonna look awful on me. I'm gonna look so top heavy. And then I put it on, and I was like, O to the M to the G. This is the most fantastic sweater I've ever seen in my life. A, joyful colors. B, stitching here makes this part almost look like a sweater vest, and the sleeves look like it's separate from the vest. So yes, it's oversized, and I normally wouldn't do that, but when the lines work for you, and then you know what she says to me? Do you know what this woman says to me? She says, Laura, spin it around. I was like, spin it around? She's like, yeah, spin it around. You can also wear it like this. And I was like, oh my God, my head's gonna blow right off my body, because now, totally different look. Now you wouldn't wear it with a tank back, you would have it open back, you know, like one of these moments, yeah? The girl's a genius, so. Now imagine like this sweater with these bell bottoms, with the platform shoes. Oh my God. When it starts coming together, it just starts getting so exciting, because I literally got rid of 90% of my black clothes and like 100% of the rest of my wardrobe that just didn't work on me anymore. And now I'm really starting to find my personal style. And that is when it feels good, when you wake up in the morning and you don't need a lot of pieces, you just need the right pieces, and they all start going together because I'm keeping them within my color palette. They all start going together. I'm out of breath, I'm so excited. I did tell her I wanted the equivalent of a graphic tee, but for fall. And so I guess in her mind that was a graphic sweatshirt. But again, oversized and red, but it's the right red. It's like, I'm a tomato red, so I can do tomato red. I can't do like a burgundy red or reds that have, I guess, a blue undertone. And I put this on and I was like, oh my God. It reminds me of like Bayside, right? And for you watching who don't know what that is, well, wrong age bracket, okay? Because that's a thing. It's called Saved by the Bell, okay? Just look it up. And I thought this was super fun. And this color with this color, huh. Plus I can wear it with the jeans, maybe for this, maybe not, I don't know, who cares? I can wear it with some skirts. My God. So we got this too. Last up at Ba&sh, we did really well at Ba&sh, not gonna lie. And this is when I started getting a little tired. Girls started getting a little tired. A suede jacket, okay? Now, you might be thinking, that's a little too nod to the 70s, and I threw it on. And this is when I literally was tearing up. I literally had goosebumps. Hold on, I gotta change pants, because it's not vibing yet. If I was gonna show it to you, I had to come correct. We needed different pants. And this is the jacket, rolling up the sleeve, and this is when I looked in the mirror and I said to her, this jacket feels more like me than any other jacket I've never ever put on before. I don't know if it's because the buttons are covered. Maybe I should steer away from like gold and hardware buttons. Maybe covered buttons is my thing, because these buttons were covered too. And I love it. I just felt so myself. I just thought it looked so cool. I just loved it. So we left this store. We went to one last store because I couldn't get over the Veronica Beard purple sweater. Now the other one was a little bit more magenta than this, but we went into Over the Rainbow. She found this. And the color is in my color palette, A. And B, the bottom, can you guys see this? This is like 90s grunge. Like I'm reliving my youth. This sweater with jeans obviously works. This sweater also with this color, I think would be freaking fantastic. I actually probably like this better. And I don't know, what else can I do? Oh, I could throw this little bad boy over top. So this is when I literally looked at her after I cashed out and I said, Samantha, no more. I think I actually had my hands on my knees like this. I can't do it anymore. So we ended it right then and there. We went home. And then of course, I dreamed about all the other things I didn't buy. But sometimes you gotta say when enough is enough. So on that note, I hope I inspired you guys to kind of like revisit your own wardrobe. How can you mix and match pieces that you have to get more out of your clothes? And if you haven't done your color analysis, I'm telling you, it's a game changer. Do it, use an online app, ask your friends, I don't know, get it done. It's gonna change your life. And the money you spend to have a stylist, I have now realized will actually somehow save you money, because I just can't foresee me not loving these clothes forever and ever and ever. They're pieces that will always be in style. I didn't do anything too trendy. You swap out one jean for another, it still goes with all the blazers, skirts, whatever, right? So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of like, fall can be fun, fall can be colorful, fall can be whatever you want it to be. It doesn't have to be drab, okay? We need to bring the fun back to the changing seasons. So on that note, I'll see you come winter time for another fashion.